we order in baits from Florida. There's a couple different companies. One of them's actually stocking some baits out here, but Bait Masters has a high quality Ballyhoo. Bionic Bait has a high quality Ballyhoo. Those are the only two companies that I have used and been happy with. A lot of our Bait Masters baits we've used for 3-4 hours. You pull them in and they're still in perfect condition. And I have ones in my freezer that are over a year old and they pull perfectly. So.
I think there are different qualities of bait, different sizes that you can order. What do you recommend?
Yeah, so the size that we use in Southern California is called a Select. There's small, medium, large, there's Select, and then there is Horse. Horse is what we used in North Carolina for giant bluefin. Select is absolutely perfect out here. Some of the guys like to fish smaller stuff on the East Coast. They'll fish these smaller baits for the white marlin and stuff. Out here, I think a Select is the absolute perfect size. Lasts right. You can use a big enough hook in it that you can catch the size fish. I mean, in the Catalina Classic, you know, we had a couple over 200 pounds, right around the 200-pound mark in 2 days in this same rig, and you know the big ones eat it just fine. So once you've rigged about 5 baits, what we like to do is we use one of these bait trays, which is a metal bait tray, keeps the baits up and out of the ice, or if we're using dry ice, same type of deal. They're stackable, they fit right in these coolers. They'll keep our baits 2, 3, 4 days at a time the way we need them. So what we do is we'll lay them out in the tray. We take our baits. You always want to turn your baits upside down. These need to be rinsed off. Upside down, you're going to set it in the tray like this. Set the next one like this. And we'll go back and forth until we fill the entire tray with baits. They kind of just fit in between each other there. So once we lay our baits out in the tray, we always put them belly up, and then we go ahead and take this, Bait Masters makes this magic brine, which is a mixture that they've put together. What it does is it toughens the bellies up, makes them swim longer, last longer. So this is a process that we do every time we rig baits. So it doesn't take a ton, you just need to sprinkle a little bit on them.
And what is it, basically salt?
It's salt, and I think it's baking soda or baking powder or something. And what happens is the baking soda shines up the baits, makes them real shiny. The salt toughens them up, makes the baits last. So we'll fill an entire tray like this. We'll either, if we're fishing the same day, we'll just put a layer of ice in the bottom of the cooler there, set the trays in and stack them. If we're gonna be fishing a 3 or 4 day tournament, what we'll do is we'll get dry ice underneath the trays. Because these are metal, the cold actually gets right up under them, keeps the baits in pristine condition for the entire time. So one of the coolest thing for us is that we fish, my dad, Scott from the office, we don't have a paid pro crew on the boat. So this is by far the simplest method of fishing and the most effective. So our baits go out, twisted up in the riggers. When we have a fish come in, it'll come in on the teaser, it'll come right in and eat one of the baits. But the biggest thing for me is nobody has to have any skill behind the boat at all. They just wait for it to eat it out of the clip, pick up the reel, count to 3 or 4, slowly put it in gear, the fish is on, you're done.
It's almost like eating a drop bag.
Right, nobody has to be holding the reel, nobody has to be involved at all. So you can bring beginners out on the boat, get them their first marlin. And one of the best things is you're gonna end up on a circle hook, which means if they go slack on it while they're fighting it, when I get my son his first marlin, I don't have to be all upset about him being tied on the fish the entire time. Once it's hooked, it's not coming off.
Now, are you also dragging plastic teasers? You say teasers.
So we troll 4 baits, then we troll our Tropic Star Daisy chains, which is a Moldcraft product. It's got 4 or 5 squids and then a chugger on the end of it. We troll 2 of those off teaser reels that are about halfway out our riggers on glass rings. So those are always in the water, and our short 2 are always about 2 to 3 feet behind that end of that chugger.
No hooks on the chuggers.
No, but there's another thing that we do sometimes if we're having finicky fish come up, which we haven't had a lot of. But if you do, you can take that, there's a swivel at the end, right underneath the chugger, and you can go ahead and take one of these rig baits and put it in that chugger, which is gonna give them the smell of it when they come up on that. I haven't found that I need to do it, but I know guys that do and they're doing well at it.